What is up, guys? Mad Rambles episode 58. So, as always, I will start by going over my keys to improve on to try and remind you guys and myself and what I'm trying to focus on in each and every episode. So, coming up with an idea, enthusiasm, video professionalism, going into detail when talking about topics, a video plan, be more seated and less off-putting by my movements, adding a title, posting immediately after doing rather than waiting to show more urgency in my life, looking more into the camera rather than anywhere else in the room to try and have it feel and flow more like a normal conversation. Rewatching my videos to try pinpoint and pick out any errors and things that I need to focus on improving on. Stopping with the ums, ahs, and useless words. Slowing down and talking in a less rushed way. Articulating my points clearer. So, today's episode is episode 58. And the title of today's episode is Procrastination. Within that, I'm going to talk about what life looks like with it versus without. The mindset behind it, why we do it, how to break the procrastination momentum, being real with yourself. Okay? So, what life looks like with procrastination, with and without it. Everyone knows that procrastination isn't great. It isn't fun. A large portion of people do it when they're fearful of the work they're doing subconsciously. And that's what it seems like anyway, at least to the outside. And I've thought about this. Why do I procrastinate in certain times? I know it's better to do the work. I know after I've done the work, I sit there and think, I feel so good now. So why is it so hard to get into that first moment of doing it, right? And yeah, cool. You might still be able to just start doing it, You might be able to get over that hurdle, just start doing it. Be like, fuck it, I'm just going to start. And you might be able to do it every day. But still, why do we have this almost negative pushback against it from ourselves for doing any type of work, right? When you sit down and play PlayStation, when you sit down and watch TV, and when you sit down and watch sport, there is no pushback. You don't sit there and go, I really don't want to watch my sport now. Don't want to watch PlayStation now. I can't believe I'm going to watch a film. You're not going to sit there for 10, 15 minutes contemplating whether you're going to do it or not. So why do we do it when we're doing something that will only benefit ourselves? And I've only briefly looked up this and sort of touched on this, but it makes sense, and the idea is around stress. Our body recognizes there's certain elements of stress oncoming, right? And it's sort of making us ready for that stress. And I don't know if our mind can discern from different types of stress or it just sees stress, right? And when you do something that is potentially going to benefit yourself, it is going to be challenging. That's the definition of it's going to be better for yourself. It's challenging. So, it being a challenging thing, your body knows it's going to raise your stress levels, whether it's mental or whether it's physical. So, when your body raises that stress, realizes that stress level is going to peak, it sort of almost halts itself. It sort of guards itself, so that whether it means it can think more, whether it has more time to react, whatever it is, and process it more, your body seems to sort of slow down almost, it feels like. And that's why we have procrastination. This isn't a scientific thing. This is just me from doing some brief reading and just thinking about the topic and find it interesting to discuss. So take everything here with a pinch of salt. But it's something that I've been thinking about. Like, why do we do it? What's the point of it? Like, you don't gain anything from doing it. You don't gain anything from doing it. But then again, if none of us had this level of procrastination, or at least this feeling of procrastination, that means we would just be able to do work easy. And then there would be an element of the work wouldn't be as rewarding because more and more people would be able to do it. Because not as many people are able to have the strength to overcome that procrastination. It's almost kind of like fight or flight. Maybe it is an element of fight or flight. And how we break the procrastination momentum cycle. And like I've talked about many videos ago now, about momentum and how bad momentum is so draining, it's gonna be so bad, and then how good momentum is just the best feeling in the world. Procrastination is almost like negative momentum, right? You do think you sort of put stuff off for 5 minutes and you sort of gaining that idea that you're ready to put stuff off, and you're getting closer and closer to not doing it instead of just fucking doing it, right? So for me, it would not understand a way that if I'm gonna do something I really don't fucking want to do, but I know I gotta do it, or even if I really don't want to do, but I know I should do it, even though don't have to do it. You start with the small wins. I've talked about this in my momentum video, so it will go into more detail there. But I'll skim over it. Like when you momentum can be positive or negative. When you implement small wins, you start to push that metaphorical snowball down the hill. And it starts a tiny little ball. Maybe that little ball, tiny little ball you made, and you push it down a hill full of snow. Now, as it keeps going, 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 goes all the way down here. It's a fat ass ball, right? Why? Because it's gathered up pace, it's gathered up snow as a result of that pace going down the hill. And life is like that. Alright? When you do a task, say then you're going to do a task and then keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, whether how big it is and small it is. And you can do this by breaking down your larger tasks into small tasks. You start to gather that momentum. And too often as well, people look at things in too much of a big picture and they overwhelm themselves. This is why I feel like you have that theory of stress, right? It's almost like if you're revising for a test, right? You know you have to do this whole syllabus of things. There's so much learning. It's going to take you so fucking long. So much shit to know. And that's why it's overwhelming, because it's almost like, holy shit. Like there's a fucking big amount of stress coming to a lot of shit. Well, instead you break it down. Break it down into smaller segments, and even break those segments down. Do whatever it fucking is. Alright? Break it down into tiny digestible segments and then only focus on that. Because it will be easier to overcome the procrastination to do that. For instance, if you're going to the gym, right, the idea that you're going to build muscle over a long period of time may be daunting to some people, may not. But if you have the idea that all you're going to do is get in your car, and then when you're in your car, all you're going to do is drive there. And when you're driving there, all you're going to do is get in there and do one set of one thing. Then when you're in there, all you're going to do is do another set, and then you're going to build it up until you do a workout, until you're doing it every single day, and then it just becomes like normal. Because when you do something over and over and over again, it sort of loses that procrastination element. I feel like in my life, at least it does, because your body's become almost acclimatized and accustomed to it. Your body understands that it's not going to destroy it, right? And this big thing that you were scared of before isn't actually a big thing at all. It's just a lot of easily digestible things broken up, which you can achieve and you will achieve. And therefore you'll achieve the big thing. So the big thing isn't scary at all. And this isn't sort of a conscious thing. This is more subconscious, I feel. And then you're able to achieve this big thing and you look back and think, how the fuck did I do that? Because of those little things, right? And other people will look at you and be like, Jesus, how you have been able to go this amount of time with doing this, that, and the other thing? It's because you've built it up over time. You've made these small wins matter and turn into big wins. But those big wins only matter by breaking those big tasks into small little tasks that are easily digestible and constantly doing them, constantly trying to attack them, creating that sense of momentum. Because when you not only sit there and break it down and it feels more easily digestible, you create a sense of trust with yourself and respect with yourself. And it becomes the norm to do things that you say you're going to do. For instance, if you say, I'm going to get my car, and you get in your car and you say, I'm going to drive to the gym. You drive to the gym. Subconsciously, you're going to be like, yeah, I do what I say. I do what I say. Now you can say, all right, cool, I'm going to go to the gym. I'll do this workout. I'm absolutely do it. I'm a blah, 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 blah. Eat this way, whatever it is. And you do it because your body understands that it does what it says. You're truthful for yourself. And through that, you'll also gain respect. Which for me, respect is the ultimate peak human thing to search for, whether it's in yourself or others. Anyway, I've been Keenan. Peace.